graduates Rachel Frederick, Tracy Roberts, Holly Swan, Susan DuPont, we would like to thank you for your hard work in the planning and delivery of our pinning ceremony. Incredible job. Thank you. Over the past few years, I've had the honor of speaking on behalf of Michigan University on several occasions, all of which were an honor. This morning, I'm humbled by the opportunity to speak on behalf of my no longer fellow students, but rather nursing colleagues. I knew this was going to be a difficult task. How was I going to represent what I believe to be the perfection of humanity? I will do my best. First and foremost, we would like to address our faculty and clinical staff. In life, we often focus on the importance of materialistic value. Material value, which can be taken without notice. Professional leaders to my left have invested something far greater. They've spent rigorous hours, canceled vacations, patience beyond belief, just to give us the one thing that can never be taken, our education. A student told me she'd like to thank Dr. Blondie, and I quote her, "For being a role model of my professional nursing, she helped me to write an email that I sent to all the faculty regarding the AHA, EMU, SON, and Goes Right t-shirt fundraising, and has proofread many of my writing samples, answered all my APA questions, and always had her door open, despite if it was related to her class or not. I look up to her and hope to conduct myself as professionally as she does. It is one thing to preach about something, but it is quite another when you lead by example to promote what you teach. How true. Dr. Blondie also mentored Michelle Gardner in establishing our first mentor program, which has led to a manuscript abstract acceptance at a national nursing conference in St. Louis. Just next door to Dr. Blondie, leadership continues. Dr. Rumpus, a pioneer in nursing, an educator, a practitioner, and a friend, promotes students into real-world application, research, and professionalism. A silent leader where her office lights never turn off. Dr. Raymond, a.k.a. Marty, a professor who finds time to sit down with students at lunch struggling with the stress of life, an incredible lecturer, and a favorite among the student body. Professor Bello, where an email states, "I'm out of town with family, I'll respond on Monday." False. She replies in under 20 minutes with a solution. Dr. Tapio, a humble, world leader and innovator of nursing policy and execution, a student advocate, and a mentor for life. Our clinical staff, Mariah United States, Dan Marcos, a clinical instructor and former EMU nursing grad, went above and beyond in nursing clinical, he taught, seeking out all opportunities for his students to learn. I would say he was the best instructor I've had in the nursing program. Finally, our driver, our director, our leader, and our nursing father, Dr. Michael Williams. His dedication to nursing and this program has never gone unnoticed. The only person who spends more time on campus than us. We can only hope to one day impact the lives of our community like he's impacted ours. We will miss you. And so let me focus on my friends, my colleagues, my family. As our journey began, an information session hosted by Nancy Higgins. She was the first face of EMU nursing we saw, and will be the last to walk off the stage today. She shared her personal story. Engraving nursing was a calling, not a job, not just a profession, a lifestyle, a position of advocacy and lifelong commitment. After 2.5 years, how clear this statement has come. Today, 85 graduating nurses sit before you willing and prepared to accept this call. I often preach to first-year students that their career as a nurse begins day one, not at graduation, not after the class. You are expected to provide advice, direction, care, and accept full responsibility before you ever take the first exam. I remember hearing a story about Susan DuPont saving a life very early on. A life that had been with us for only 9 hours. Susan realized the newborn was not breathing, applied her nursing theory to action. She saved the child's life through her advocacy and knowledge. Susan just went on with her day. We may forget that child's parents never. Second semester Frank Schauer broke through a crowded room of a coding patient and commenced CPR without hesitation or direction. A He understands life, the meaning of love, and I'm honored to call him my colleague and best friend. I watched extraordinary people like Dan Bush, Elizabeth Bean, Jenny Cameron give birth and return to school for exams and presentations over a weekend. No kidding, over a weekend. I cannot imagine the pain they went, but their passion for nursing overrides all. I have watched young students like Sarah Kobolak work the midnight shift, stocking shelves, show up to clinical at 8 a.m. after working all night, and then attend lecture until 8:30 at night, and did it attentively, engaged, and most of all, with a smile. I remember Richard Duke telling me, "Tom, I don't know how I'm going to plan a wedding, buy a house, and get married in the last 3 weeks of the semester." I chuckled because I knew she would do it without fail, as she did. She states, "It never would have been possible without my rocks, my strongest support system, the faith and belief they had in me that at many times I did not have in myself, their expectations that were held high, the tough love that my ridiculous stress and complaining often needed. They held my hand, told me good luck, you can do this, wiped my tears, distracted me when I needed a break." We have learned to rely on each other. We learned quickly that in order to succeed, we must entrust in each other and collaborate. These are individuals who without hesitation step forward, believe success is defined by respect of their colleagues and positive impact on society rather than depths of their pockets. Students like Diana Nagel, who were walking down the hall during her OB clinical on the way to lunch, saw a student struggling with a hemorrhaging postpartum patient. Instead of walking on, she stopped, and not only assisted her fellow student, but noticed the student's discomfort. She told the fellow student, I got her, just go change out the bedding." That student was me. In this crowd, there are graduates like Alyssa Durant, who work full-time, care for her beautiful son Jordan, and ensure that my book bag is placed correctly during exams for us. People like Angel Christo, who seem to have a knack for lowering tension before exams with her presence alone. The person that will put her arm around you when you're ready to give up. Tyler Deserta, the Florence Nightingale of our class. Always late at dinner break because we have to pry her from her patient's room. My wife tells me I wouldn't have made it to nursing school without her. I can't say that I disagree. Lisa Carroll puts it best when she said, "I think one of the greatest things about this program is the friends I made. Because of the group I was placed in, we become more than just fellow nursing students. We become family." She is right. Without each other, we had nothing. As we approach graduation and final semester, when focus on individual success can be justified, a clinical group decided for me. After finding out that the home inspectors of Detroit needs winter coats, gloves, and hats, Tiffany Weir stepped forward. She said, "Tom, after hearing about the need, I knew we had to take action. I asked my peers if they would like to join me in collecting winterwear. They were more enthusiastic about working together. Catherine Rice collected clothing in Marshall. Christina Allen put a donation box in the Amy Student Center in the church. Amy Stuback collected 2 truckloads of clothing at her mother's work. And I collected clothing at ACO Hardware and Baby Coffee. When we brought all our donations together, we filled the entire room with more clothing than we could ever imagine. After sorting the clothing according to size and type, our clinical group personally assisted over 40 homeless veterans to pick out what they could use. It was the most rewarding experience at Eastern Michigan University I've ever been part of. This wasn't an assignment or a graded task. It's simply an example of being a nursing. In the book, The 3 Rules, written by Deloitte Senior Leadership, Michael Rainier, and Montez Mead, believe exceptional people can be defined as those who see opportunity when others see problem. Those who find lift where others find order. These 2 sentences describe the nurses that sit before you today. These are people who have assisted in the beginning of life, held the hand of those who experience death, advocated for the abused child by ventilation, sat at the bedside of a patient just diagnosed with terminal illness. They understand the healthcare crisis we face. They have witnessed firsthand the negative effects just witnessed an autopsy last week, where a middle-aged man committed suicide because he lacked access to proper care for his illness. This is the healthcare world we live in. This cannot happen. And will no longer. It will end with the generation that sits before you. As Margaret Mead once said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Our time is now. In closing, we would like to reach out to those in doubt, those with a dream. If you battle with confidence or question your abilities, if those around you doubt you and tell you it is not possible or to just settle, think autonomously. I was recently ridiculed for putting all my eggs in one basket, not looking at multiple options during my pursuit to begin a career in life. My response: I want to wake up each morning and be proud of my basket. Know that the grass is greener nowhere else. Know that my basket fits me and I fit it. We do not settle. And as my colleagues across the stage have heard the organs of their future endeavors, from cardiac and neuro ICUs and world-class systems, to pediatric ICUs and ERs in underserved communities, to nursing homes, and to our rural communities. These individuals believe in living their dreams. If your friends or those who surround you say different, find your company. Do not chase your dream, but obtain it. There will be setbacks, tears, frustrations, and sacrifice. There will be long life friendships, memories, and difficult goodbyes. Yet, when the roller coaster halts, the rain stops, the clouds clear, and the fog dissipates in front of you, there before you will no longer